be left up during the course of the race, as riders refer to them throughout the event. In checking your motos, make sure that the number that is on the moto sheet matches what is on your bike. If not, you may not be scored when you cross the finish line. Riders, it is your responsibility to be in the gate on time. You have been given lane assignments and must start from that assigned lane. Any rider not doing so may be disqualified. If you are not ready or have any problem in the gate, you must signal the starter by placing your front wheel over the gate. That will signal our starter to wait, and a track official will take care of the problem. Once the starter's command has begun, it may not be stopped for any reason. Only riders 5 and under can be assisted on the gate, and that assistance can only be the rear wheel held between the knees. 3 riders down before the first obstacle is an automatic restart. Riders, if you go down during the course of the race and are not injured, please jump up, as we have other races following. If you are injured, however, please stay down and we will assist you. Our track officials will be watching for fouls. If you feel you have been fouled during a race, you have 10 motos in which to lodge a protest with the head officials. Our officials will be watching for riders intentionally impeding another rider within the first 30 feet and the entire last straightaway. So keep it clean, riders. We will be qualifying riders as designated on the moto sheets, or by announced corrections. If you have any question as to whether you qualified, please return to the scorers table for clarification. USA BMX exists for the enjoyment of the kids and families that make up our sport. Please be courteous to every member of our extended BMX family, and good luck to all of the racers.
All right, ready to go, Strider Racing. Looks like we got one scorer down there. We'll get going, get a second Strider whenever they're ready. We'll get somebody down there to start our Striders as well. All right, we got Nick LeBlanc making his way down to the Striders. We'll get them started off here just a minute or two. All right, Striders getting lined up. 5 and over balance bikes getting ready to go. Madden every May-Curlette. Currently streaming on YouTube, through Facebook up on there as well, so you can be able to check out all the race for the entire evening. Madden and May coming down, coming towards that Shields finish line. Looks like Madden's going to grab your 1, followed by May on your 2. They'll get turned back around, head back towards the finish line. Moto number 2, 3-year-old balance bikes. Looks like it's Natalie Poley, first night out here, joining us on our Strider, doing a great job. Hank Lunsky out front. He's going to take home that 1 spot, crossing the Shields finish line. Going to get turned back around, make his way back towards start hill for round number 2. Natalie out there doing a great job, making her way towards that Shields finish line for the first time. One and 2-year-old balance bikes getting lined up, ready to go. Rye, Curlette, Daxter, Finley, Hayes, Shaw, Cohen, Phineas. Natalie's going to finish that lap off, get that 2 spot. 1 and 2-year-olds off and running right now. Moms and dads running with them. Rye, Daxter, Hayes, Cohen, Phineas. Come back towards the finish line. Looks like the 858 of Rye is going to grab your 1. Phineas is going to grab that 2 spot crossing the Shields finish line. Here comes the 853. That's Daxter. He's going to grab your 3 spot. Hayes going to grab your 4 spot. Cohen going to come across that Shields finish line, grab your 5 spot. Get lined back up, ready for round number 2. Looks like the 5 and over balance bikes are back there, Madden and May. Again, racing streaming live on Facebook right now as well as YouTube. Testing out Facebook for the first time. Getting our 5 and over balance bikes lined back up. Madden and May down there. Madden and May making their way back towards the finish line. Looks like Madden's going to grab that 1 spot. May's going to come around, grab that 2 spot, your 5 and over balance bikes. 3-year-old balance bikes getting ready. Natalie Poley, Hank Lunsky. Here comes Natalie. Looks like Hank's going to go get ready for his other bike. Get ready for round number 3. Make some noise for Natalie. First time on her Strider bike here at Hugo's Raceway, the home of Red River BMX. Little help from Dad crossing that Shields finish line. 1 and 2-year-old balance bikes off and running. Rye, Daxter, Hayes, Cohen, Phineas. I think Natalie's already faster than Jared Pulley out there. 1 and 2-year-old balance bikes off and running. Looks like the 858. That's Rye going to grab your 1, followed by the 909 and the 866. It's going to be Cohen, Phineas. Hayes and Rye all making their way back, or Hayes and Daxter all make their way back to the finish line. That'll be the end of round number 2. We're going to get ready for round number 3. All right, last round, 5 and over balance bikes. Getting ready for round number 3. All right, 5 and over balance bikes making their way down that last straightaway. We got Madden and May. Looks like Madden's out to that early lead. May's in that 2 spot. Making their way across the Shields finish line. That'll do it for Striders in your 5 and over balance bike. They're going to come over here and grab their ices. Veronica's has those ready for you. All of our other riders should be heading to staging at this point. All riders should be heading to staging. 3-year-old balance bikes on the track. Hank Lunsky making his way towards the Shields finish line. Natalie's in that 2 spot. Hank will cross the finish line. Comes Natalie. Little help from Dad. Oh. Is able to save it from crashing there at the finish line. 1 and 2-year-old balance bikes off and running. Rye, Daxter, Hayes, Cohen, Phineas. Moms and dads running. Little ones trying to keep up. Come back to the line. Looks like the 858 of Rye is going to snag your 1, followed by the 909 of Cohen. Hayes going to grab that 3 spot. 853. Daxter's going to grab the 4, and Phineas going to grab that 5 spot. They'll all cross the Shields finish line. That'll do it for Strider Bike Racing. We're going to get ready here for a couple cruiser classes. Cruiser Racing, 9-year-old cruisers in the gate. Corbin Lorenz, Graham Burke, Colton Kurtz, Walker Corinta. Gate drops, 9-year-old cruisers on the track. Lorenz, Burke, Kurtz, Corinta. Looks like Burke's out to the early lead. Oh, almost got 2 riders getting together there. That's Corinta and Kurtz almost coming together out of turn 1. Lorenz on that 2 spot, 1 rider moving on to the main event out of your 9-year-old cruisers. 10-year-old cruisers in the gate. Ryder Braun, Ryland Burke, Camden Wagle racing total points. Come back to the line. Looks like Burke's going to grab your 1 transfer out of your 9-year-old cruiser class. Burke out to the early lead. Bronze in that 2. Waggles in that 3 spot. They're going to make their way through turn 2. Get going towards that big rhythm section. Waggles going to take over that 2 spot. Braun back to that 3. Burke it's still in that 1. 5 and under novices getting loaded into the gate. Come back to the line. Burke, Waggle, Braun, 1, 2, 3 is how they'll cross in your 10-year-old cruiser class. All right, Hank Lunsky pulling double duty tonight. He's back from a Strider race, getting ready to go. 5 and under novices. Case and Curlett, Hank Lunsky, Thea Kopp, Bryson Smith. Got Hank making some noise down that first straightaway. Looks like Curlett's out to that early lead. Battles on. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how they come out of that turn. One rider moving on to our main event in our 5-year-old novice class. Looks like Curlett's still out to that early lead. I believe Smith is in that 2 spot. Thea and Hank, 3, 4. 6-year-old novices getting loaded into the gate. Fletcher Kopp, Seth Cote, Lucas Sweet, and Collins Lorenz. Come back to the line. Looks like Curlett followed by Smith. Comes Thea. Hank crossing that Shields finish line. 6-year-old novices on the track. Fletcher Kopp, Seth Cote, Lucas Tweet, and Collins Lorenz. Battles on. One rider moving on to our main event tonight. Battles on for that 1 and 2 spot. Tweeton's in that 3 spot. I believe that's Collins and Fletcher maybe battling 1 and 2 through that rhythm section. Tweeton in that 3 spot. Cote in that 4 spot. 7-year-old novices in the gate. Racing total points. Moto number 8, Liam Haley, Blake Farmer, Maya Cote. Coming back towards the line. Battles on for the 1. I believe Lorenz is going to get your 1 transfer. That's the 22 bike going to cross first. 3 spot's going to go to Tweeton. 4 spot is 942. That's going to go to Cote. Klopp is going to get that 2. 7-year-old novice is on the track. Liam Haley, Blake Farmer, Maya Cote. I believe Farmer's out front. Liam's in that 2 spot. Maya's in that 3 spot. 9-year-old novices in the gate. Hudson Every, Matthew Tweeton, Levi Haig, Mason Mooney. Back to the line. Looks like Farmer's going to grab your 1, followed by Haley on your 2, Cote on your 3. Oh, we lost one rider there. We'll get them. Looks like they're already back up. Pretty cool little slide through one there. Looks like we lost another one or had a mechanical issue there. We'll get them some help. All sorts of carnage going on in this 9-year-old novice class. Looks like Haig's out front. We're going to take one rider, move them on to their main event in your 9-year-old novice group. I believe Mooney's the one that had the mechanical issue there. Matthew Tweeden's going to come around and get that 2 spot. But it's all Levi Haig out front. He'll get the transfer this round. The other 3 riders will be back for round number 2. Mason going to finish off his lap here. 17, 20-year-old novices racing. Total points, Chase Moreland, Bowden Sorum, Aaron Leaney. Looks like we had another little mechanical issue there. Aaron's just going to walk this one off back towards the finish line. Chase Moreland out front. Aaron's going to wait for the other riders to cross the finish line before he does. Looks like Chase is going to come back, get your 1 spot, followed by Bowden on the 2. Aaron Leaney's going to grab that 3. See if we can't make some repairs, get him back out, ready for round number 2. All right, looks like got everything situated there. Get some bikes fixed. Get everybody back and ready for round number 2. 6-year-old intermediates in the gate. Liam Bina, Paxton Schmidt, Bo Crolette. Six-year-old intermediates on the track. Bina, Schmidt, Curlette. Looks like Schmidt's out to the early lead. Bina's in that 2. Curlette's in that 3 spot. Racing total points. Racing all 3 rounds tonight. Battles on side by side going into the rhythm section. Looks like Paxton's going to hold on to that 1 for now. Bina back to the 2. Curlette in that 3. 8-year-old intermediates in the gate. Remington, Braun, Odin, Redmond, Bryson, LeBlanc. Side by side coming back to the finish line. Looks like Bina is going to grab your 1. Schmidt's going to grab your 2. Curlette going to grab your 3. A lot of new intermediates in that race. Good job to all 3 of those riders. 8-year-old intermediates on the track. Redmond's out front. Looks like Braun's in the 2, followed by LeBlanc in the 3 spot. 10-year-old intermediates in the gate. Graham Burke, Gannon Braun, Camden Waggle, Walker Corinta, Hunter Maroulis. Come back to the line. Looks like Redmond followed by Braun and LeBlanc. 1, 2, 3, 4 is how they're going to cross. 1, 2, 3. Burke out front. Maroulis in the 2. Braun, Corinta, Waggle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is how they run through turn number 2. 17, 20-year-old intermediate, nearly a full rack. Kaylee Blake, Anthony Blake, Tanner Enlow, Casey Conley, Rylan Burke, Heather Lentz. Come back line, Burke followed by Maroulis are going to get your 2 transfers. Oh, we lost one rider there. Looks like Casey's back up. Burke going to grab your first transfer. Battles on for that second transfer. Looks like Kiwi Blake's going to grab your 2 in your 17, 20-year-old intermediate group. "14 girls expert in the gate, Savannah McCuskey, Lily Vanyo, Audrey Wolf. Make some noise for Casey Conley. He crashed coming out of 1. He's back up. Going to finish his lap out. "14 girls expert on the track. Wolf followed by McCuskey. Vanyo, 1, 2, 3 is how they run. Come back to line, Wolf followed by McCuskey. Vanyo, 1, 2, 3. 8-year-old experts about to hit the track. Hudson Schmidt, Corbin Lorenz, Colton Kurtz. Lorenz out front, Kurtz in the 2, Schmidt's in that 3 spot. "14-year-old experts in the gate. Aiden Shazano, Case and Fitcher, Carver Braun. Come back to the line, 8-year-old expert race. Total points. Lorenz going to grab your 1, Kurtz your 2, Schmidt your 3. That's how they'll cross the Shields finish line. Shazano, Braun, Fincher, 1, 2, 3 is how they run through that rhythm section. Shazano, Braun, Fincher, 1, 2, 3 is how they'll cross the Shields finish line. That'll do it for round number 1 of racing. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with round number 2 here shortly. right, all ready to go. 9-year-old cruisers in the gate. 2 riders moving on to the main event. Corbin Lorenz, Colton Kurtz, Walker Corinta. Gate drops, Lorenz, Kurtz, Corinta, 1, 2, 3 is how they run. 2 riders moving on to our main event. Lorenz, Kurtz, Corinta, that's how they run to that rhythm section. 16-year-old cruisers in the gate. Ryder Braun, Ryland Burke, Camden Wagle. Come back to line. Looks like it's going to be Lorenz and Kurtz. Going to grab your 2 transfers there. Burke followed by Wagle and Braun. 1, 2, 3. 5-year-old and under novice in the gate. Case and Curlette. I'm sorry, Hank Lunsky, Thea Kopp, Bryson Smith. Come back to line. Burke followed by Wagle. Corinta. Or I'm sorry, Braun. 1, 2, 3 is how they cross. Five and under novice is on the track. Lunsky, Kopp, Smith. Looks like Kopp's out to the early lead. Smith in the 2. Lunsky's in that 3 spot. Smith, Kopp, Lunsky, 1, 2, 3 is how they run. Hank doing a great job, 3 years old out there. Like Kopp and Smith moving on to the main event tonight. Here comes Hank out of the mid-coat turn number 4, making his way to the Shields finish line. Make some noise for Hank. He's coming through. He's going to finish his lap off. Coolest kid out there. Gives everybody a thumbs up. We love it. Six-year-old novices on the track. Kopp, Cote, Tweeten. 2 riders moving on to the main event. See who's going to get those last 2 spots coming down the last straightaway. Comes Fletcher's going to grab your 1, followed by Cote on the 2. Tweeten's going to take that 3. Looks like Kopp and Cote are going to move on to the main event. Great job to Lucas, first night joining us here at the track. Great to see all the new riders here. 7-year-old novices on the track. Liam, Haley, Blake, Farmer, Maya, Cote. Looks like Farmer's out front. Cote's in the 2. Haley looking for a way around on the top side, going through turn number 2. Liam will take over that 2 spot. Nine-year-old novices in the gate. Hudson Every, Matthew Tweeten, Mason Mooney. Come back to the finish line. Looks like Farmer's going to grab your 1, followed by Haley on the 2. Cote on that 3 spot. 9-year-old novices on the track. Every Tweet and Mooney. Looks like Mooney's out to that early lead. Battles on for that second and final transfer spot between Every and Tweeton. We'll see how that shakes out as they make their way through that rhythm section. 17, 20-year-old novices. In the gate, Chase Moreland, Bowden Sorum, Aaron Leaney. Coming down towards the finish line. Looks like Mooney's going to grab your first transfer. Every's going to grab your second transfer. Matthew just going to miss out on that main event. Great job. First night out here again. Tough racing. They're going to be back again. They did a great job tonight. It's tough to come out your first night. I'm glad to have them with us. Battles on. Like Leaney's going to take over that 1. Chase Moreland on the 2. Bowden Sorum on that 3 spot. Leaney and Chase Moreland all tied up. Six-year-old intermediates on the track. Bina, Curlette, Schmidt, 1, 2, 3 is how they run out of turn number 2. 8-year-old intermediates loading into the gate. Remington Braun, Ode Redmond, Bryson LeBlanc. Coming back to the line, looks like Bina's going to grab her 1, Schmidt your 2, Curlette your 3. That's how they'll cross the finish line. Ten-year-old intermediates in the gate. Gannon Brown, Camden Weigel, Walker Corinta, 2 riders moving on to the main event. Back to the line, Redmond, followed by Braun, LeBlanc, 1, 2, 3. Braun out to that early lead, Weigel in the 2, Corinta's in your 3 spot. 17, 20-year-old intermediates loading into the gate. Anthony Blake, Tanner Enlow, Casey Conley. Come back to line, 2 riders moving on. Looks like it's going to be Braun, Weigel, 1, 2, Corinta on that 3 spot. Looks like we got a boat ride on the track. 17, 20-year-old intermediates. Conley, Enlow, Blake. All out there. "14-year-old girls expert." In the gate, Savannah McCuskey, Lily Vanyo, Audrey Wolf. Coming back to the line, all 3 riders moving on. Conley, Blake, Enlow, 1, 2, 3 is how they'll finish up. 14 girls expert on the track. McCuskey, Vanyo, Wolf. Wolf out to that early lead. McCuskey in the 2. Vanyo's in that 3 spot. 8-year-old experts getting loaded into the gate. Hudson Schmidt, Corbin Lorenz, Colton Kurtz. Wolf's going to come back, grab your 1, McCuskey your 2, Vaniel your 3 spot. Eight-year-old experts on the track. Lorenz followed by Kurt Schmidt. 1, 2, 3 is how they run. Race and total points. Fourteen-year-old experts loading into the gate. Shazano, Fincher, Braun. Come back to the line. Lorenz, Kurtz, Schmidt. 1, 2, 3 is how they'll cross the Shields finish line. Shazano up front. Braun in the 2. Fincher in that 3 spot. Come back to the finish line. Shazano, Braun, Fincher, 1, 2, 3 is how they'll cross. That'll do it for round number 2 of racing. We're going to take a quick break, get some paperwork done, be back for your main event. All set. Main events. 9-year-old cruisers in the gate. Corbin Lorenz, Graham Burke, Colton Kurtz. Gate drops Burke, followed by Lorenz. Kurtz, 1, 2, 3 is how they run into turn number 1. 10-year-old cruisers in the gate. Ryder Braun, Ryland Burke, Camden Wagle, all racing total points. Gate drop, 16-year-old cruisers on the track. Burke, Wagle, Braun coming back to line in your 9-year-old class. Looks like it's going to be Graham Burke. Corbin Lorenz, Colton Kurtz going to cross that Shields finish line. Burke out front, Wagle in the 2, Braun in that 3 spot. 5 and under novices getting loaded into the gate. Case and Curlette, Thea Kopp, Bryson Smith. Come back to the line. Burke's going to grab your 1. Wagle your 2. Braun your 3. That's how they'll finish up in their total points class as well. 5 and under novices on the gate. Curlette, Kopp, Smith. Looks like Curlette's out to that early lead. I believe Smith is in that 2. Kopp's in that 3 spot. 6-year-old novices in the gate. Fletcher Kopp, Seth Cote, Collins Lorenz. Collins Lorenz, little move downstairs, side by side for that 1 spot. I believe that's with Fletcher. Coming back to the line. Looks like Curlette, followed by Smith. Kopp, 1, 2, 3 is how they'll finish up. 6-year-old novices on the track. I believe that's Kopp out front. Collins in that 2, Cote in that 3 spot. 7-year-old novices in the gate. Liam Haley, Blake Farmer, Maya Cote. Looks like Kopp's going to grab your 1, Lorenz your 2, Cote your 3 spot. Farmer out front in your 7-year-old novice class. Looks like Haley's in that 2 spot. Maya Cote in that 3 spot. Nine-year-old novice in the gate. Haig, Mooney, Every. 7-year-old novice coming back to the line. Looks like Farmer's going to grab her 1. Haley's going to be your 2. Cote's going to be your 3. Battles on for that 1 spot between Mooney and Haig. Heading into turn number 2. See how they come out of that one, making their way through that rhythm section. Every's in that 3 spot. 17-20 novice in the gate. Moreland, Sorum, Leaney. Coming back to the line. We'll see who's going to get it. Looks like Mooney's going to hang on. Hagg's going to get the 2. Great race. Every's going to grab the 3. Moreland out front. Leaney in the 2. Sorum in that 3 spot. Battles on for the 1. Leaney, Moreland side by side. Looks like Leaney's going to grab your 1 tonight. Moreland's going to grab your 2. Sorum's going to grab your 3. 6-year-old intermediates in the gate. Liam Bina, Paxton Schmidt, Bo Curlette. Six-year-old intermediates on the track. Bina out front. Schmidt in the 2. Curlette's in that 3 spot. 8-year-old intermediates in the gate. Remington Braun, Odin Redmond, Bryson LeBlanc. Coming out of the Midcoat turn towards that Shields finish line. Looks like it's going to be Bina, followed by Schmidt. Curlette, 1, 2, 3 is how they'll finish. Redmond followed by Braun, Bryson LeBlanc in that 3 spot. 10-year-old intermediates in the gate. Burt, Braun, Waggle, Maroulis. Coming back to the line. I believe that's going to be Redmond, Braun, LeBlanc, 1, 2, 3 is how they'll finish up. Burke out to the early lead. Maroulis in the 2, Braun in the 3, Waggles in that 4 spot. Seventeen, 20-year-olds in the gate. Blake, Enlow, Conley, Burke. Coming back to the finish line. Looks like Graham Burke's going to grab your 1. Followed by Braun, your 2. Maroulis, your 3. Waggle, your 4. Burke out to the early lead. Conley in the 2. Enlow in your 3. Followed by Blake, 4 and 5. 14 girls expert in the gate. Savannah McCuskey, Lily Vanu, Audrey Wolf. Come back to the line. Burke, Conley, Enlow, 1, 2, 3. Tony Blake on your 4. Kiwi Blake on your 5 spot. Wolf out front. 14 girls experts. McCuskey in the 2. Vanu in that 3 spot. 8-year-old expert in the gate. Schmidt, Lorenz, Kurtz. Back to the line. Wolf's going to grab your 1. McCuskey your 2. Vanu your 3 spot. Lorenz up front. Kurtz in that 2. Schmidt in that 3 spot. 8-year-old expert racing. Total points 14-year-old experts playing bike swap up here. We got Shizano on LeBlanc's bike. We got Fincher on Shizano's bike. Brown's the only one keeping his own equipment tonight, apparently. Come back to line. Looks like Lorenz followed by Kurt Schmidt. 1, 2, 3. Braun, Shizano, Fincher. 1, 2, 3 is how they run. Come back to line, Braun, followed by Shizano. Fincher, 1, 2, 3 is how they'll cross that finish line. Playing bike swap tonight. That'll do it for racing. We appreciate everybody coming out, enjoying the nice warm weather. We'll be asking for that in about 6 months, so we'll enjoy it while we can. That'll be it for the week. This week, racing Tuesday, Wednesday, next week. National Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Again, all riders can race in that event. You don't have to qualify. Everybody can ride in the National Series race. Monday, Tuesday, still room for the Olivia Armstrong camp. 9 to noon for novice and inner riders. 1 to 4 for expert riders and girls. If anybody's interested in that, you could sign up. There's a link on our Facebook page. Make sure you get signed up for that. Whole week of activities next week. Don't forget Aberdeen, South Dakota this weekend, part of the Triple Crown. South Dakota State qualifier going down. Make sure you swing out. Enjoy Kyle and their crew down there in Aberdeen. They always do a great job. Thanks for coming out tonight. We'll see you a little bit later.